right? Dansby, I'll ask you once again, how proud are you of what Kyle has done all year and especially tonight?
We keep talking about it so much, it's like I'm his second dad now. No, I'm just the maturation that I've seen over the last 7 years is pretty remarkable. He's always obviously had a good head on his shoulders and always had the ability, and it's just so amazing to watch someone go through obstacles, go through struggles, and come out on top. He's the epitome of it's not necessarily about becoming something that you aren't. It's always about getting back to who you truly are, and he has done that exceptionally well as a pitcher. So I'm extremely proud of him, and I always said when we drafted him, I'm glad that we drafted him so I never had to face him again.
Thanks. Kyle, this to your right, straight ahead.
Sorry.
That's okay. This was a big enough moment, obviously. Everybody knew how big this game was. What were you doing in the clubhouse during the rain delay, and how did you kind of keep it from, getting to you?
Yeah, I like to keep it pretty loose anyways. So for me, I just kind of checked out a little bit and enjoyed the time with the teammates, watched some TV, played on my phone a little bit. So just try to keep it light and loose. Once it was time for me once I had enough time, or I knew roughly when we were going to start, then I was able to get back into my normal pregame routine. But I think for me, it was just about keeping it chill and hanging out with the guys.
Franny said you were on the bike a lot too. Did you put in more miles than you normally would?
Honestly, I was probably sitting there because I was bored. So no, is short answer.
Dansby, you guys had the fewest wins in the majors in games you didn't homer. Obviously, no homers tonight. How did you guys find a way and come through with this one?
I think it's the beauty of playoff baseball. I mean, everything kind of goes out the window at this time of the year, and you just got to find ways to, to make things happen. And it was them yesterday with the 2 outs, and it was today. Ronnie with the hit by pitch, my walk, and then Olu putting together a great at bat, and same thing with Riles, and then Travis. An inning is never over, and tonight was an example of that. Obviously, our pitching was spectacular. You can't say enough about that, and I felt like we made all the plays that we needed to make on defense. It was just an all-around great baseball performance, and come postseason, man, it's all about pitching, defense, and timely hitting, and I feel like we checked all those boxes tonight.
Dansby, the catch. Walk us through the moment, and how do you practice for something like that?
Well, I was trying to throw a flag on myself because I feel like I made it look way harder than it needed to be. I was running out there, and I felt like maybe it was because it was a breaking ball, but it kind of like kept spinning away from me, and I slowed down just enough to check Rosario to see where he was so that we didn't, have a collision. And once he just kind of looked at me like, hey, brother, it's yours or nobody's, I just went for it. And practice, should get my parents in here because they threw me a cajillion balls just like that, like all the time growing up over my head. And I was like the epitome of the kid that would throw a tennis ball off a wall and ricochet it and, run and try and catch it over my shoulder. Probably threw a lot of tennis balls onto the field too that disrupt my brother's baseball games. But I feel like I've been doing that since I was, 5 years old.
Kyle, you've obviously used your curve a lot more this year, and looked like it was really something you felt super comfortable with tonight. I was wondering if you could talk about that generally, and then also specifically with that 3-pitch strikeout of Segura, where it was 3 straight curves.
I think for me, last year it started. I went and looked at my numbers and found out that this was my best pitch. I knew it was my best pitch, but I just got away from it. So I really started to buy back into that last year. That this is my best pitch. I need to use it more. And then coming to this season, I started to do that, and I've had a lot of success with it. And really, my last couple of outings, it's been a little off. So we spent some extra time this week trying to get it back to where it was early in the year. And for the most part, I was able to do that. I got a little bit more sweep to it. And to that at bat, Segura, I was able to throw some really good ones to get him to chase off the plate. So I just have a lot of trust in it. I can throw it for a strike. I can try to put guys away with it. So sometimes I try to do a little too much with it at times, but it's just for me, it's almost like throwing a fastball. I have just as much confidence throwing that for a strike as any other pitch. So, I just lots of repetitions, I think.
Kyle, we've talked a lot about confidence. How much different did you feel entering this start as opposed to the NLCS against the Dodgers 2 years ago? How much did just this year and last year also help you?
Yeah, night and day. Before I came in here, I joke. I said my last postseason start, I think I went 0.2 innings and 7 runs. So this was a good one for me. Just kind of, it's a small thing, but just kind of checking off another box. I had success in the postseason last year, but to do it as a start was, that was pretty cool to me. I think I've just, worked on a lot of things this year, and it really just goes back to the confidence. I feel like I had the confidence to pitch at this stage. They're a really good lineup, and I knew that, but I knew that if I executed, then I was going to give myself a chance, and I really believe that. And again, I go back to Travis too. Travis called a great game. I have a lot of confidence in him, which allows me just to be free and just pitch. So that I give him a lot of credit as well. But yeah, it's crazy what confidence can do for you.
Dansby, we had 2 people just ask Schnitt who's going to start Game 3. He wouldn't tell us. Could you shed some light on that subject possibly, or who you'd like to see start Game 3?
Hey man, I don't make those decisions. They don't pay me those bucks to make those decisions. All I know is we have a tremendous pitching staff, and whoever they decide it's going to pitch is going to go out there and take the ball and do their job. We got faith in each and every one of the guys that's in that locker room. And I think that's just something that we thrive on here is just the confidence we have in one another, the confidence in Travis. I consistently say over and over again, I feel like he's the most underappreciated player in all of baseball, just what he's able to do with the pitching staff. The guy is remarkable. I've learned so much from him. But, yeah, whoever takes the ball, we have a lot of confidence in them. And at the end of the day, we just got to go out and play our brand of baseball.
Do a couple more.
Yeah, Dansby, with Matt Olson, he homers in the Mets games, homers yesterday, has the hit off Hoskins' glove today. What have you just thought of the way he's really coming through when you guys need him?
Yeah, I think we all just kind of had, especially him, just kind of had that moment where it was like, man, whatever's happened has happened. Like, it's just time to go out and compete and win ball games, and you just feel that he's just kind of like really turned it into another gear. I feel like his at-bats are all competitive. He's he's laid off some tough pitches. You feel like when he's up there, he's going to come through in those moments, and that's just a testament to him and his work ethic, his confidence staying high throughout this season no matter what's going on. He's obviously a huge piece for us and a key component of this team. So glad he's on our team, and, he's one of a kind, and like I said, he's an awesome teammate and a guy that we know is going to thrive in moments like these.
Dansby, what did you think of Riley's play, and which one was better, yours or his?
I'll say his was better. I didn't have to dodge a tarp. The guy, I feel like, once again, very underappreciated defender, a lot more athletic than people give him credit for. The guy's a gamer. He just goes out there and competes, and like I said, I'm glad he's to my right, and I'm glad this guy's on the mound. Glad I have a lot of good teammates. So yeah.
Any last questions?
Yeah, for Kyle, just back to the Dansby catch and obviously Rice, but really we've seen good defense by the team all year. What does that do for a pitcher? Like, how important is that, knowing you have those type of players that can make those plays behind you?
For me, defense is everything. I get a lot of ground balls, so for me, that's my best friend is good defense. I try to get guys to put it on the ground, and then when they make catches like that, that's good too. But that's been one of my biggest weapons this year, I believe, is the defense. Like I said, sinkers, I'm going to get a lot of ground balls. I'm going to get more contact. I don't have a truly good swing and miss four-seam fastball, so I try to rely on these guys a lot, and they've been a huge piece of my success. And again, like I said, it's one of my best weapons I've had all year is their ability to defend.